Hi Scorpio, so welcome to your second bonus reading. I love doing readings on YouTube. I get real passion and real joy from doing them. So yeah, we're coming back with another reading for you. Again, using our miniature Rider-Waite clarifiers. And this second bonus reading for you guys is called the relationship spread. And what we're doing is we're looking at how, you know, if you're interested in someone around you, if you're in a relationship or interested in someone, we're going to have a look at how they feel about you and how you feel about them. Okay, so this is a, let me count the cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 card reading. Okay, so Universe Spirit, this is a relationship spread for Scorpio. It's a bonus reading. Let me just turn my monitor on so I can see where the cards are facing. There we go. That's better. Right, so this is a bonus reading. I'm sorry for the picture. Okay, so Universe Spirit, show me the attributes of the person that Scorpio is interested in. Show me who the person actually is. And show me this person's flaws. Show me this person's inner thoughts about Scorpio. His or her flaws, should I say. And show me his or her inner thoughts about Scorpio. Show me Scorpio's inner thoughts about this particular person. Show me the strengths in this relationship. Show me the weaknesses in the relationship. Show me the final outcome analysis of what this relationship will become. And show me the potential roadblocks towards Scorpio having a healthy relationship with this person. Show me. Alright, so we've shuffled the cards, Scorpio. We're going to split the deck into 3. Collect it back up like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to start laying the cards. So this is the person that Scorpio is interested in. This is their attributes. And this is the person's sort of flaws at the moment. This is the person's thoughts about you, Scorpio. This may be your inner thoughts about the person. This is the strength in the potential relationship. This is the weaknesses in the relationship. This is the potential for a healthy relationship. This is the overall outcome for the relationship so far. And it's not to say if it's a bad outcome, Scorpio, it can't change. It's just how things are looking at the moment. And these are the potential roadblocks. And a lot of my spreads now I get from my books, or I get them from looking around on the internet, because I'm always looking for different spreads that I like. And we use clarifiers if we need to use them. Alright, so we're going to have a look at this person that you guys, male or female, that you guys might be interested in at the moment. Right, they're showing us the Knight of Cups in the reverse. So I think that for some of you guys, this person, whether you recognise it or not, it's showing reverse the Knight of Cups. So usually when you get the Knight of Cups in the reverse, it shows somebody who's not really interested in offering love. This is the potential person that, for some of you Scorpios, might have experienced, you know, has offered love, but suddenly they've taken it back. Or it might be that they say, let's go and do something tonight, and then they call and they cancel at the last moment. This person shows us somebody who can't be relied upon. They don't really like the responsibility of being perhaps in a relationship or having to be consistent or responsible in a relationship, Scorpio. They're showing us the Knight of Cups in the reverse. It could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, the same as you. Or it could be any of the signs. Really, as an archetype, the Knight of Cups doesn't really follow things through. So the person around you, it might be that they're not consistent. they're not really interested in following things through, and, you know, they break promises, or, you know, it might be that they're away for a certain amount of time and you don't hear from them, that type of thing. But the most important thing with the Knight of Cups in the reverse is Knight of Cups doesn't keep a promise. Sometimes they're looking at, this card in the reverse can show somebody who's a cheat as well, so there is the potential for that as well for some of you guys. But it shows somebody who doesn't keep promises, okay? So that's the person that we're looking at around you, and the attributes of this person is the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands in the reverse usually shows someone who, in the upright it shows somebody who's very confused. But in the reverse, it shows this person is not in a confused state at all about anything. This is just who they are. They're not confused. This attribute of the individual is the Five of Wands in the reverse. So when you get the Five of Wands reverse, it really means that you're coming out of a stage of conflict or fight. There's a release of some form of pent-up anger, some form of disagreement, and it shows a certain element of freedom when you get the Five of Wands in the reverse. So I think that if this person is showing up as the Knight of Cups reverse, where the person that you're looking at, Scorpio, may not be so forthcoming in terms of love, or even forthcoming in keeping promises. They might be resistant to that. They might be a bit of a cheat, might be a bit of a liar as well when you get that Knight of Cups in the reverse. The cup is downturned, so it's an empty cup. This person's not coming with their cup filled with love. It might be that they've got hidden agendas, or there's other reasons for why they're offering stuff to you, but it's certainly not for love's sake. And I think the attributes of this person is that, you know, the Five of Wands can be where you work together as a team. So it might be that this person is certainly not a team player as well, with that Five of Wands in the reverse showing us the person's attributes. This person's flaws, well, the Four of Cups in the reverse. Doesn't show in the upright, the Four of Cups. Upright Four of Cups shows somebody who's apathy or bored or can't be bothered. I think that the flaws are, you know, we have to piece the cards together when we look at them, Scorpio. So if this person's flaws are the Four of Cups in the reverse, this shows somebody who has made some form of a decision here, all right? And it's difficult to read the reversal of the card because, it's, to be honest with you, the Four of Cups is a far better card to get when it's reversed, because it shows somebody has reached a stage of, you know, they either do something or they don't do it. Okay, that's what the Four of Cups is. When it's in the reverse, it shows somebody who's either contemplating or, you know, they're bored or they can't be bothered, or there's a lack of interest. But as a flaw, when I think about the Four of Cups in the reverse, this is somebody who, for me, it's almost like this person knows exactly what they're doing. They're not in a state of confusion at all, because this person's come out of, the attributes for this person is that they're no longer confused by a situation. They're not even worried about it. But they're not a team player. So this person, their attributes for me with the Five of Wands, mostly what jumps out at me is that this person's not particularly a team player. The person is showing us the Knight of Cups in the reverse. They're not particularly interested in love or offering love or, you know, extending the hand of love. They might be a cheat, a little bit of a liar. They're very inconsistent as an individual. They don't want the responsibility of love. And their flaws are the Four of Cups in the reverse. So the Four of Cups in the reverse often means when time runs out and you've got to make a decision on something. So it might be their flaws are that when shit hits the fan, or when they feel that they're backed up into a corner, they kind of just, instead of working things through, they tend to just bolt. So again, it's a card that says, I don't really want the responsibility of this. So I make a decision and I'm just going to just not do it, because my, you know, the Four of Cups is about really being backed up into a corner when it's in the reverse, and you've got to make a decision either way. So if I read between the lines, I would say that their flaws are that when it comes to it, when shit hits the fan, when things really hit the wall, this person will kind of bolt and they're not kind of willing to work anything through. This person's inner thoughts about you, Scorpio, are the Five of Swords. So they might feel that you are quite manipulative as an individual. Five of Swords shows somebody who's a manipulator, but the Five of Swords also shows somebody who's quite combative. So it shows somebody who likes to get the upper hand. So their inner thoughts about you are as the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords can be difficult. We'll get clarity on that in a moment. Because with the Five of Swords, you can either be the third swordsman or you can be the two people. So it might be that their inner thoughts about you are that you are either somebody who's easily overpowered, or they might find you overpowering, I feel, with this Five of Swords in the upright. Because the Five of Swords either means that you're the winner and you win through underhanded means, you want the balance of power, or it can mean that you're the loser, you tend to give up quite a bit. So it's either that they see you as someone who is overpowering, perhaps with the Five of Swords energy, being the third swordsman, or somebody who, you know, is quite timid, or somebody who they can essentially overpower as an individual, I feel here. Your thoughts about this individual, well, the Ace of Wands, I think that you lack enthusiasm about this person. I also feel that I also feel, Scorpio, that you might feel that this person lacks enthusiasm, or they don't have much motivation to actually start anything or to actually see anything through. Because the Ace of Wands in the upright, if I were to think about the Ace of Wands and think, well, how does somebody feel about me with the Ace of Wands? They'd be, you know, excited. They would be filled with the, you know, the springs, the joys of spring. They'd be the type of person that would feel really enthusiastic about me as an individual. But I feel that your thoughts, your inner thoughts about this person is that this person might lack enthusiasm. They're not particularly motivated towards you. They don't feel a sense of excitement. And it might be that because their inner thoughts are the Five of Swords, it's either that they find you quite controlling, maybe overpowering, Scorpio, or it might be that this person feels that you're a little bit too easily won over, which is why you may be feeling that this person is very lacking in motivation towards you with this Ace of Wands reverse. If we look at the strengths of this relationship, well, it's the Two of Wands in the reverse. That's interesting that we have the Two of Wands in the reverse to be the strengths in your relationship. Because the Two of Wands in the reverse really, for me, represents a lack of confidence in something, in a relationship. When you get it in the upright, often this is a card that says, you know, you've got to make a decision whether you stay or go in a relationship, in a partnership. Often the Two of Wands represents. But in the reverse, this card is about sometimes absolute indecision, but also the lack of confidence to move something forward. So I feel from both perspectives, because it's the two as well, I think from both perspectives, the strengths are that both of you recognise that there is a division within the relationship, that you're certainly not on the same path moving forward, I feel, within this situation with this card. And I think it's a good thing that the strength of the relationship, that both you and this individual can recognise that energy, Scorpio. Let's have a look at weaknesses in the relationship. Well, the Ace of Swords, telling the truth. That's the problem. You recognise that you're on two completely different paths, and that this relationship lacks any type of kind of empathy, I feel, or the ability to have confidence in the relationship. And that's a strong part for some of you guys, that you do recognise this energy. But your weakness is actually speaking the truth, I feel, from either you, Scorpio, or from the person, or from the both of you. So I feel that the weakness is not telling the truth, but your strength is knowing what the truth is, I feel, with this Two of Wands in the reverse. Let's have a look at the potential for a healthy relationship. Well, no, because you've got the Three of Cups in the reverse. So the potential for a healthy relationship, you know, you get the Three of Cups. If this was a yes or no, it would be a no, because the Three of Cups is a card that says no. It's in the reverse. It represents broken partnerships, broken agreements. I think that the Three of Cups in the reverse, your strengths are very, very slight, because it's a number 3 as well, and 3 means the lesser, all right? So when you get the 3, it's like having an ace, or having, you know, an ace would be, well, there's potential, you know, a 2 would be yes, if it was in the upright, there is potential here, especially if it's sort of the Two of Cups. The Two of Swords could be, well, you'd need to kind of balance out your ideas, but the Three of Cups, and it's in the reverse, is not saying, if it was in the upright, I would have said that there is some potential, maybe in terms of exploring the friendship side of the relationship a little bit more. But in the reverse, this is about broken partnerships. So I think that the potential for a relationship for you and whoever this person is kind of nil, a little bit nil at the moment with this Three of Cups, because it represents a broken friendship, broken agreements. And I feel that the potential for a healthy relationship is very slight with this Three of Cups in the reverse, because I reckon, for me, you guys are not seeing eye to eye with whoever this individual is. The overall outcome, well, it's the King of Pentacles in the reverse, all right? And the King of Pentacles in the reverse is really a card that says, you know, this is all about me, me, me. And it's not a card that represents, when you get it in the upright, it represents something that could be really built here. There's a solid foundation when the King of Pentacles is in the upright. But in the reverse, this is not a solid enough foundation for this relationship, for you guys to build something with this individual. What are the roadblocks to a healthy relationship? Well, you've got the Ace of Cups as being that. And maybe I should have turned it whether it was in the upright. If it was in the upright. So let me just see. It was turned this way. And if I were to turn it on its head, I'm not sure which way that was. But you've got the Ace of Cups as being the roadblocks. Either way, it's love. And it's being receptive to love. Because that's your roadblock to a healthy relationship. And it's having love received and given. So it's give and take, really. When you get the Ace of Cups, it's about giving love, but also being able to receive it. And I feel that that is your blockage. It's pure love is the blockage to this situation here, Scorpio. We'll go through the reading again, then we'll get some clarifiers on this. I feel that you guys, you're dealing with someone who's not particularly, you know, who's not particularly open to expressing love or showing it. I think that they might be quite tardy. They might be, as an individual, somebody who breaks promises, somebody who's not consistent, somebody who doesn't want the responsibilities of love, somebody who comes in and out, but they're never really there, as the Knight of Cups in the reverse. I think that this person, their attributes are that they're not a team player with that Five of Wands in the reverse. They're not really looking for some of you guys to build something here. Also, I think that they're very clear on what it is that they want, because I don't see any worry or any kind of confusion, because the Five of Wands is in the reverse. They're also, in terms of their flaws, when shit hits the fan and when things start to really back them up in a corner, they completely just go, okay, fair enough, that's it, I'm done. So there's no room for compromise, I feel, with this individual. Comes across as a little bit of a cold individual to me from what I'm looking at here. How they see you is as the Five of Swords. So they either see you as a little bit too controlling maybe within the relationship. They might also see you as emotionally quite cold for some of you guys, though. That would be hard to believe. I don't believe Scorpios are always emotionally cold. But they might see you, if you're not being seen as the third swordsman by them, then you're definitely being seen as somebody who they feel that they can conquer. Maybe for them, they don't feel there's enough of a challenge in the situation here. How you see them, Scorpios, is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So somebody who lacks any type of enthusiasm or motivation to build the relationship, to work on it. You might see them as quite lazy as well in terms of their efforts, what they're putting forward in the relationship. The strengths in the relationship are the Two of Wands. So the strengths are knowing exactly what you both want. Knowing that this relationship at the moment is not on the same path with that Two of Wands. You can recognise the lack of empathy within this relationship, Scorpio, with that Two of Wands in the reverse. And that's good because you both recognise what's going on here in terms of the path that you're pushing towards. You can also recognise, I feel the strengths are that there is very much a lack of confidence to push whatever this situation is forward. I feel that the potential for a healthy relationship with this person is showing as a no, because we've got the Three of Cups in the centre of the reading and it's in the reverse. So for me, the potential would be very slight. If it was in the upright, we'd say, well, we have something to build on, at least a friendship. But this shows broken partnerships, agreements and friendships falling out. And also it can show cheating, especially with that Knight of Cups in the reverse showing there as well. So I feel the potential here is a no with that Three of Cups reversed. But I feel that the problems, the weaknesses is speaking the truth or even seeing what the truth is. For some of you guys, the weakness might be that you're not getting the clarity on this, or even speaking the truth about the relationship, opening up and being honest. The potential or the overall outcome, the analysis on this relationship at the moment, Scorpio, is that this is not a buildable thing because you've got that King of Pentacles in the reverse. So King of Pentacles upright represents that you have a very solid foundation to build on. In the reverse, it lacks any type of a foundation to build on with this King of Pentacles in the reverse. And also the potential for a healthy relationship in the overall outcome. For me, the King of Pentacles wouldn't, because especially in the reverse, I've read King of Pentacles upright as being a card that says, you know, this is a shallow individual, and it can when you place it with certain cards, but in the reverse, especially the shallow element of the King of Pentacles comes out, that this is all about, it would be based on perhaps external things within the relationship and not necessarily love. So I feel that this is a very unstable foundation, and the blocks to having a good relationship with this individual, to having a healthy relationship, are the Ace of Cups, okay? Sometimes this can be too much neediness. Sometimes this can be with the Ace of Cups that there's just not, because this is the blockage. So the Ace of Cups as a block represents for me a lack of love, or a lack of being able to invest oneself emotionally in the relationship. So I see a lack of an investment. I don't know whether it's from, I think it's more from the other person's point of view, because you're seeing this person as the Ace of Wands in the reverse. They're lacking any type of motivation, and they are actually that Knight of Cups in the reverse. So I do see that this relationship, perhaps for some of you guys, can't go anywhere. We're going to get some clarifiers on this situation. So why is this person the Knight of Cups in the reverse? Why is this person for Scorpio that they're dealing with, for some of them, the Knight of Cups in the reverse? Show me. Right, there you go, because of the Four of Cups showing there, okay? Seven of Pentacles. So I feel that this person is showing as, they're showing as a certain disinterest, because I think that they are disinterested. You've got the Four of Cups. They're not willing to work on a relationship here. You've got the Four of Cups showing apathy and boredom, possibly with the Seven of Pentacles. So there's no interest really investing. Seven of Pentacles means to invest in a situation. So I think that this person is showing as the Knight of Cups reverse, a lack of kind of forward movement, broken promises, that type of thing, because this person lacks interest in investing in this relationship with some of you guys. I want to see why this person's flaws are the Four of Cups in the reverse. Why this person's flaws, the Four of Cups in the reverse? Show me. Because of the Four of Wands and the Two of Wands, okay. So the Four of Wands is all about stable relationships, all right? And I think for this person, a stable relationship, perhaps with that Two of Wands, is a goal. Or the stability of this relationship with this Two of Wands, they're kind of undecided about. So they're at a little bit of a crossroads in terms of this relationship. And I think it would pan out that way in a way, because the Four of Cups in the reverse is this person's flaws, that when shit hits the fan, they're kind of backed up in a little bit of a corner, and they kind of make that snap decision because they're forced to make a decision. So their flaws are when they're forced to make a decision, they make it, but only when they're forced to do that. And that's because this Four of Wands, this happiness, this relationship, this joy in a relationship, it might be that they're kind of a little bit of a, you know, a crossroads at. They're a bit conflicted with that Two of Wands energy. Their attributes are showing as the Five of Wands in the reverse. Why are this person's attributes the Five of Wands in the reverse? Show me. Because of the Four of Pentacles. I mean, it might be I think their attributes are that they are releasing something here concerning you, Scorpio, with that Five of Wands reverse. But also they're not particularly a team player, all right? Because the Four of Pentacles represents somebody who's quite selfish. And you've got it with the Nine of Wands. And Nine of Wands makes somebody sit up at night and makes them worry. So I think it's maybe something to do with their own self-serving ways with this Four of Pentacles energy. Makes them worry. I think they don't want to release this energy. And it could also be with this Four of Pentacles having to release or having to change it with this Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles often shows somebody who's resistant to change. So it might be that changing the status quo of their lives is making them worry with that Nine of Swords. And that's why their attributes are with that Five of Wands, that they're releasing the situation, but also they're very clear on it with the Five of Wands in the reverse, but also they're not particularly a team player, because I think that, you know, this status quo, this Four of Pentacles, holding on to what they've built up for themselves, it's a card about somebody who's quite self-serving, is causing them some worry here with this Nine of Swords. They're, how they see you is as the Five of Swords. Why does this person see Scorpio as the Five of Swords? Show me. Because the Five of Pentacles, okay, so it might be that they see you as, they might see you actually as having cut them off with that Five of Swords. because it's saying the reason for that is because the distance in this relationship has caused heartbreak with the Three of Swords. It could also be that if this person, because I'm not seeing any signs of cheating just yet, but Five of Pentacles and Three of Swords can be cheating together, because this can be an illicit affair, third-party situation. So they might see you as somebody who will cast them out, for example. Could be because they've been doing something behind your back with those two cards, Scorpio. But it could also be that they see you as somebody who's quite angry, because Five of Swords shows anger, and it shows when you cut people out, because distance in the relationship has caused heartbreak with that Three of Swords. So either way you want to look at that, Scorpio, they're seeing you as quite a formidable character and somebody who will not either give a second chance maybe, or they're seeing you as somebody who's quite brutal in terms of how you would, you know, distribute justice to them. Whether it is that they've cast you out with that Five of Cups and it caused you a lot of heartbreak with the Three of Swords, or whether they've been doing something behind your back. And how is it that you see, why does Scorpio see this person as the Ace of Wands in the reverse? Why does Scorpio see this person as the Ace of Wands in the reverse? Because of the Nine of Pentacles and the Magician. And usually you can read the Nine of Pentacles and the Magician as two people together. So I feel with this energy here, Scorpio, I should have really turned this spread around the other way. I think that this person, I think this is you, Nine of Pentacles, and I think that this is the person here. Usually these are two very solitary figures in terms of love. And I feel that you see this person as the Ace of Wands in the reverse, because this is not a solid enough relationship. Nine of Pentacles shows an independent person, Nine of Pentacles. And the Magician shows somebody who's creates an illusion, potentially, around something here. But they're never very serious sometimes in terms of love. So this can often be somebody who comes into your life, they're there, they create magic around your life, but nevertheless, you're still kind of on your own. It's not a proper relationship with these two cards. So I feel that this is a case of that you see them lacking motivation in the relationship because you're still kind of on your own and you don't feel a part of something, you know, that's really together, all right? And I think that this is why they see you as the Five of Swords. Possibly it could be that they see you as being quite angry, quite aggressive in terms of how you think about them maybe with that Five of Swords, because this isolation or them kind of leaving you out in the cold has led to some heartbreak for some of you Scorpios. If we look at the strengths in the relationship, why are the strengths in the relationship for Scorpio and this person, the Two of Wands in the reverse? Why are the strengths in this relationship for Scorpio and this person, the Two of Wands in the reverse, show me? Because loss, Five of Cups. Alright, because loss of the King of Cups. So an ending with the King of Cups, or emotional loss. Alright, and I think that this is, you know, this could be around a water sign individual for some of you guys. Okay. For me, the Two of Wands, the strengths, if you guys have been spending time apart with this Two of Wands in the reverse, and you don't have a common goal, because for me, the Two of Wands in the reverse is also about not sharing a common goal together. Usually the Two of Wands is a partnership card. So in the reverse, for me, it lacks any type of partnership and togetherness. And it might be that the strengths are that you should have time apart, because I feel that this relationship, you've got the Five of Cups, which means loss or disappointment, all right? And it might be the strengths are to have time apart or distance, I feel, with this Two of Wands in the relationship, but also recognise that maybe you guys aren't on that same path. The relationship lacks any type of joint future or joint venture or joint vision, because Two of Wands means a vision. But in the reverse, it often for me means a vision is not there, or you don't have the same vision as someone else. So I feel that for some of you guys, the strength is that you are recognising that this relationship doesn't have a shared goal or a shared vision. And that's for some of you guys because you have lost a water sign individual, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or you lost someone that was very important to you here, or maybe there's just been a loss of love here. But also this can be you as well. Loss also with the Five of Cups might have brought emotional intelligence or emotional awareness over what the situation, because the Five of Cups is loss and King of Cups is about emotional awareness. So I think that this loss within this relationship, or, you know, if you felt disappointed in the relationship and how someone's treating you, Scorpio, it might have brought an emotional awareness towards you. It's made you emotionally stronger and just far more self-aware as an individual. And it's a weird way to read it, but it's true. You know, sometimes if you recognise that you're not on the same path as an individual, Scorpio, that might be the case where this situation here, this loss, this disappointment has brought you to a place of emotional strength with the King of Cups energy. What is the potential for a healthy relationship for Scorpio and this person, the Three of Cups reversed? Why is the potential for a relationship with this person, the Three of Cups reversed in 2 cards? Show me. Because of Justice and the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands usually means feelings, or it means something that happens quickly. And Justice is usually the settlement of a situation. So I feel that there is a very slight chance for a healthy relationship, because the Three of Cups represents something that's ill, it's not binding, there's no kind of agreement, there's a lack of agreement with the Three of Cups reversed. So I would probably read this and say, you know, I don't think that there is any chance for some of you guys within this relationship to have a healthy relationship with that Three of Cups energy, because it's the breaking apart of a partnership and agreement card. So I don't see the energies here as being a healthy one with that Three of Cups, but that's because of justice. For some of you guys, it might be that you have made a decision. I don't know whether it's rather quickly with the Eight of Wands, but the Eight of Wands usually means accelerated matters. It also means release, and I also feel that it could be that justice or a big decision has brought growth in a situation, but I feel that this is spiritual growth as well with the Eight of Wands. I feel that this justice, or the evidence from what you've seen in a relationship, justice has brought some, Scorpio, has brought spiritual growth to you. And that's why it's not likely that this would be a good match, or, you know, the potential for a healthy relationship. Because I think the evidence, and the Justice card really means evidence, settlement, ending of cycles. The ending of a cycle has brought, for some of you guys, or what you've seen in terms of justice, because justice is the evidence also of the situation. It's a card that represents legal stuff. So the evidence from what you guys have seen have brought some form of spiritual awakening with the Eight of Wands, or some sort of spiritual growth. Why is the Ace of Swords the weakness in this relationship? Why is the weakness in this relationship the Ace of Swords? Show me for Scorpio. Because the Six of Swords, Two of Swords. Okay, so the Six of Swords often means progress, or it means arrival or moving towards. So I feel that this relationship with the Six of Swords often means trying to gain clarity in a situation. But I feel that this card, when I look at the two cards together, it's almost like you guys are moving towards indecision with that Two of Swords, or progress is blocked with the Two of Swords. All right, so I think that this is saying that with the Ace of Swords being your weakness, is actually having some form of a breakthrough within the relationship, whether it's communication or honesty, because I feel that progress with the Six of Swords is really arriving at the point of the Two of Swords energy, indecision, progress for me. And this is also a card about blockage, okay, mental blockage when you get the Two of Swords. I think that the Six of Swords really says that you guys, whoever this person is around you, I think progress is blocked with this Two of Swords energy here, or making any type of progress within this relationship with that Two of Swords is kind of blocked. It might be blocked by somebody who's got a decision perhaps between two other people. Okay, so I just see a lot of blockages here, because you've got both cards as well represent mental blockages. This person's trying to overcome mental blockages, and this person can actually be mentally blocked. So I think that there are mental blockages showing up in this reading. I feel that the overall outcome being the King of Pentacles. Why is the overall King of Pentacles the final analysis in the reverse for Scorpio? Why is the overall outcome the King of Pentacles in the reverse for the overall outcome of this relationship? Because the Ten of Pentacles, right, so it could be that because there is cheating. Ten of Pentacles means a relationship, a stable relationship. Seven of Pentacles would usually show somebody being deceptive. So it might be that this relationship is on very unsolid grounding, Scorpio, with that King of Pentacles reverse. Because in your relationship, there may have been some deceptions taking place with that Seven of Swords energy. And why are the blocks to this relationship being healthy, the Ace of Cups. Why are the blocks towards this relationship being healthy, the Ace of Cups, showing 2 cards? Well, you've got a Queen of Wands showing up here, and the Wheel of Fortune. Could be another person came in unexpectedly for some of you guys. There might have been a fire sign female, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. But usually if you get Queen of Wands and Wheel of Fortune, these are people that come in unexpectedly. So it might be the blockages are that there's been somebody else around as well. It might be, and you do have that this is the outcome. The overall outcome for some of you guys is that there's possibly been some form of deceit within this relationship. 10 of Pentacles and that 7 of Swords. You get 7 of Swords around 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, family cards. It always practically shows some cheating or deception within a relationship. And I think that there has been some deception for some of you guys, which is why the overall outcome is you're very unstable. It would be a very unstable relationship, because I feel that it's either you, Scorpio, or the other person that's not being honest within the relationship. There's been some form of a deception, and your blockages to having a healthy relationship are the Ace of Cups, and that's new love. It could be, it might be for some of you guys, blockages to having a new relationship. It might be this person found new love with the Queen of Wands unexpectedly with the Wheel of Fortune. So there could be that. Let's just quickly get the reading again one more time before we go. This person's not offering love here, Knight of Cups. Okay, they're inconsistent, they're very wishy-washy, they're not very responsible. They don't really want to be invested in a love relationship for some of you guys, because I think there's a lack of interest in building or investing something in this relationship, okay? Or they don't feel that this relationship could bring in any rewards with that 7 of Pentacles. This person here, their attributes are, they're very clear on what they want at the moment with that 5 of Wands in the reverse, but also I don't think that they're particularly a team player as well. Because I think that they are afraid, this 9 of Swords, of letting go of what they believe in, or letting go of the status or the barriers that they've built up around themselves. And I feel that, you know, their flaws are that when shit hits the fan, they tend to just make a decision then. So they'll hold out for as long as possible and not say what's wrong. And it's only when you back them up in the corner, they actually say what's wrong with that 4 of Cups in the reverse. Because I think that a relationship with you, Scorpio, with that 4 of Wands, they've been at a little bit of a crossroads with that 2 of Wands energy. I think that how they see you is somebody would be very, very cutting, very difficult to deal with that 5 of Swords, very conflictive, because it might be that behind your back, 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles come in an illicit affair, and you got that 3 of Swords. Might have been a third-party situation for some of you guys, but it also might have been with that 5 of Swords that they see you as being very cold towards them with that 5 of Swords energy, because they've kind of just pushed you out in the cold here, and it's caused a lot of heartbreak with that 3 of Swords energy. I think that how you see them is somebody who's very demotivated to build on the relationship, to, you know, put any type of effort. You see them as quite lazy, because I think that they just see it as kind of, you know, you on your own here, and them as the magician, so they can kind of you know, come in and out as they want, but they're not particularly they don't see an exclusive relationship with you, and I think that's why you feel that they're quite demotivated. I feel that the strength in the relationship is the recognition that you guys are on 2 different paths, that there is a difficulty in sharing a vision towards this relationship, because I think that this disappointment with the 5 of Cups has made you far more emotionally aware over what's going on. It might also be there was something to do with a water sign for some of you guys. The potential for a healthy relationship is showing as the 3 of Cups reversed, so I'd probably look at that and say, well, no, I don't think there is potential for a healthy relationship with the 3 of Cups, because it shows broken agreements and partnerships. And I think that this is because the evidence from what you've seen has made you far more stronger with the 8 of Wands. It kind of brought a lot more spiritual growth and awareness in terms of the situation. I think that the weaknesses in the relationships are clarity and speaking the truth and being honest with the Ace of Swords, because I feel that progress really has been halted by, with this 2 of Swords, somebody who doesn't speak as well. 2 of Swords means somebody who's not opening up. And I think that one of you, every time you've tried to make progress, it might be with the 2 of Swords that somebody's not opening up and they're not telling you stuff. So it might be the other person that's not done this. They've not been honest with you in this situation. The overall outcome for the health of this relationship is the King of Pentacles. This is an unstable relationship with that King of Pentacles reversed. Because I think that within this relationship with that Ten of Pentacles, somebody's possibly been quite deceptive. And the overall outcome, the blocks within this relationship are, it could be that this person entered into a new relationship, Ace of Cups, or they found someone else. It might be that somebody else came in out of the blue, a Queen of Wands, because of the Wheel of Fortune. Alright, that is your reading. Wow, another 45-minute one, bloody hell. Okay, sorry I tried to get them down quicker, but it's hard, because I like to explore all avenues. But yeah, that is your how does he, she feel about me analysis reading. And yeah, you can also get these on my website too. So I'd like to thank you for your time, Scorpio. Speak to you soon. Take care.